Hey guys, so we've got Daisy Pepper here today to
Hiya.
talk some bass. So where did it all start, the bass for you?
Oh, when I was 14 years old, I was at school and I had a music teacher at the time that started up a bass club to get more
Oh
girls
wow,
playing bass.
interesting.
I was at an all-girls school,
All right.
so wanted to get them more interested in it. I had no idea
Yeah.
what a bass was at the time,
Oh really?
never heard of it. And I went along to the club, played Gold on the Ceiling by the Black Keys, and a couple of other songs. Banana Pancakes, Jack Johnson
Yeah.
came up. And I'd always loved rock music, and I'd played guitar at 6 and hadn't quite
Oh
got
wow.
along with it, but I'd always loved music.
Yeah.
And sort of was just playing along, when you first start playing,
Yeah, yeah.
it feels so alien.
It does.
And playing along, and he was like, "You like have a natural talent for this. Like you're good at this.
Nice.
You should do this."
Yeah.
And that night I went and bought an Ibanez bass from my local music shop
Oh nice.
and fell in love with it. I just carried on playing from that point. I didn't know it was going to be my job, but it's
So when
just
did
a
it
bit of
cross
fun.
over into being your job? How long was that process?
Oh, I worked at a music shop for quite a long time, from that kind of point up until about 19. And with all the lockdowns and everything, I kind of had
Yeah.
time I was like, oh, I'll get better, I'll do some
Yeah,
more
yeah.
practice, start up the whole social media thing. And that kind of started to blow up a little bit. I did some covers, they started to get a bit of traction. And from that point on, I was kind of seeing people quite enjoying it. I
Oh,
was getting a
wicked.
couple gigs out of it, some session work. And I just kind of said to myself, I want to do this, and this is what I feel like I need to do. So I quit my job and
Was
just
that the
went
music
straight
shop
for it.
job at that point?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was working behind a desk, kind of helping people do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be that position where I walk into a shop and kind of ask for the help or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, I
Be
get you.
be the other side of it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
All the musicians coming in and talking about what they do for a living and kind of wanting to be that person of being like, this is the gig I did
Yeah.
recently.
So the social media thing, how did that all start? Why did you go down that route at first, would you say?
I was in college at the time and it was part of our project. I think we had I don't remember what the project was, but we were doing something where we had to kind of show that we were evolving as a player. I think
Okay.
I was learning a Paul Gilbert song and a Megadeth song, Hangar 18 to be specific.
Yeah, yeah.
I was really testing myself. I wasn't like as good of a player at that time, so it was very different. And that was a really massive challenge.
Okay.
And I think my tutor just wanted to see us evolve as a player. And part of that was, set up a portfolio, like create a portfolio for yourself. So I set up a page. I didn't really do anything with it though. That was,
Right.
I think I just turned 18 when I made that.
Yeah.
So it took about a year for me to start posting on it properly and take it seriously.
Was that on Instagram?
Yeah, that was Instagram. It was literally just that, and obviously a Facebook page. You
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of join them together. And I just kind of started posting really, really random clips of me like practicing and really bad slap
Yeah.
bass and all that stuff. And at the time, it just kind of does all right. But
Yeah, yeah.
it just started to get a little bit of traction.
Yeah. So how many
Evolve.
followers do you have nowadays?
I think I'm around 50k on
That's really good.
Instagram. Thank you.
Yeah,
And Facebook, I don't know. I don't really keep track of Facebook. I don't think anyone truthfully does.
No, Instagram's the one.
Yeah.
Instagram's the one.
And YouTube, I think I'm about 30k subscribers.
That's really good.
Possibly more, I don't know.
Maybe more after this video.
Maybe,
Who knows?
that'd be cool. Yeah, YouTube's more the views, I think, matter more than subscribers these
Yeah.
days. Same with Instagram, to be honest. The need for followers is kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's more the actual views you're doing, who is seeing the videos that
And
matters.
interactions with it as well.
Interactions, yeah, the comments you're getting, who's seeing
Yeah.
it matters way more. So I think the need, like when I first started, the need for followers was like, I need to see
Yeah,
followers going up, and it was so much easier to gain a following. But these days it's a bit more stagnant, and you're kind of seeing the views go up and seeing the likes go up and seeing
Yeah.
what videos do the best.
Yeah.
So it's
So do you
definitely
think
shifted.
you've got sort of a formula for it?
Not
like, you know what
quite.
you're doing, or-
I don't think anyone's really got a formula for it. I think
Yeah.
it's like you see what sticks.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
kind of run with it.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
Just kind of using as many platforms as you can,
Yeah.
putting yourself out there, and it matters, and
Definitely.
just doing what you can and see what happens.
Wicked. So who are your main influences on the bass, would you say?
Chris Wolstenholme from
From
Muse. Chris Wolstenholme from Muse has been one of my longest standing inspirations.
Yeah.
I think it's just still to this day is doing the most different in rock music. Just the bass lines always just stand out so much.
They do.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Even
here
the
for it.
tone.
The
Even the
tone
tones and stuff.
stands out. You remember what it sounds like. Even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're not a musician at
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
you still remember, and you know that's one of his bass lines.
Yeah,
And
100%.
just how in front of your face their bass line work is. You know, any song you listen to, live music, he's always just there in
Yeah.
your face, even when he's not trying to be. And
Yeah.
just humble in it. And
Especially
it's
for a
awesome.
3-piece band as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing, really, how they get that big sound.
Yes.
And he's obviously a big part of it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Yeah.
and just the songs always just resonated really well with me. And I think they've always sounded great. And ever since I was so young, we had the Absolution CD in the car when I was like 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
And that's just, kind of been engraved
Yeah.
in my brain of remembering that
Definitely.
exterior performance, and
Definitely.
very iconic. Jason Newsted as well, just
Yeah.
pick playing. I love a pick play, and his just attack, and again
Yeah.
his presence in the band was just
Yeah.
so massive.
Yeah.
And just seeing seeing anyone that's confident in their instrument and kind of owning that bass,
Yeah.
it really just stands out to
Yeah,
me.
I think that's important too. Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. So them two, you reckon, are the main?
Yeah,
the
the
guys?
main two for me. I'm also a massive Sting fan.
Yeah, me too.
I do really like quite a
Yeah,
lot of
me
Sting.
too. Have you seen him live?
I have not. You
You need to go.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going
I
to
know.
Cardiff Castle this year.
Oh, amazing.
Can't wait. I've seen him twice already, and how he does that, especially at his age now. You know, his voice is incredible. His
Yeah.
songwriting.
He's just awesome. I just love his energy.
Just wandering around with a head mic. It's like, don't know how he does it. But
If
yeah,
I
it's
could, I
amazing.
would. Like,
Yeah, no, it's
it's really
amazing.
cool, especially Spector days as well.
Oh yeah,
Just the white Spector.
yeah. Oh, it's just
So
incredible, amazing. Do you sing? Bits?
A little bit. Not lead. Definitely
No?
not lead. Personally, some other people in my life might disagree, but I don't have a lead voice. I do enjoy some backing vocals these
Yeah.
days. I used to absolutely despise it.
Yeah.
You know, don't get me in front of a mic. I used to be really shy about it. But now that I'm a session musician, you kind of don't really have the time to be shy about it. You kind of just have to do it.
Do it.
So I've kind of learnt the hard way to really embrace.
So was that like throwing in at a deep end? You need to do this.
Yes,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
joined a gig and I was like, I could do BVs, I guess.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what? You literally learn how to do harmonies like on the job.
Yeah.
Great tip, singing in the car to learn harmonies is a great way to just kind of do it. Listening to songs that have harmonies in and practicing those, and just kind of end up developing this
Yeah.
music ear.
What would you recommend? Some old Fleetwood Mac or something like that?
Honestly, I'm gonna be dead honest, I listen to a lot of Pierce the Veil,
Okay.
and they've got a lot of layers in their songs.
Right.
I'm an emo kid at heart, so it's all that kind of music, but there's a lot of layers in their songs, a lot of harmonies, a lot of really good vocal melodies that have room for highs and lows. So just stuff like that, that genre is really good, honestly. Anyone
Interesting.
that kind of pushes their voice in the metal scene and in the
Right.
rock scene, there's a lot of room, like Paramore kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
If you want some good
stuff.
harmonies, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love that
The
stuff.
end of their songs, you know, when they start going off on tangents
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
like hearing that stuff, exposing yourself to that really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac 2 is a good one. To be
Yeah.
fair.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
That's a good one for harmonies too.
Yeah, yeah. Not bad. So what's your bass of choice? Has that changed over the years or?
Oh yes, I used to be, obviously I started out on an Ibanez. I was a Fender girl for a long time. My first proper, bigger purchase of a bass was a Fender American Elite.
Oh nice.
And I still have that bass and I love it.
Is that a P bass?
Yes, the
Or
PJ. The PJ.
Yeah, they're wicked.
I love that bass.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so good. It's battered by now. But I can't remember. I've had that since I was 15.
Okay.
And I just love that bass. Something
Yeah.
about it just gives me the energy of me. And then I played that for ages. And then I ordered this
This one?
lovely bass, my Status Graphite Chris Wolstenholme signature.
Yeah, it's lovely.
This was my first, custom order of a bass. And this became my go-to for ages.
So did you get that new from Status?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was
Oh,
my
nice.
18th birthday. So
Oh,
I
nice.
had my Fender, I guess, for 3 years. Exhausted it, and I was like, I need something active.
Yeah.
The Fender is active, but something really, really active in
Yeah.
your face. And obviously,
yeah.
being a Muse lover, I was
Yeah.
kind of the best
Drawn to that.
avenue. The best avenue to
Yeah.
go down.
100%.
And then I used this for years. And then I got a message one day from a fan of mine that sort of recommended trying out Spector basses.
Okay.
And he was like, if you haven't seen them or heard of them, give one a try.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool, I'll give one a try.
Yeah,
and I bought one from here, and loved it. It was just something very, again, different. All those basses are very different in their own right.
And which one was that first one you got? First
It was, my first one was the NS4 Shoreline. So like an American one.
Nice.
I think that was my first one. I'm trying to
That's
remember.
a good Spector to start on, to be fair.
It was a
It's
good
one.
It's either that or the Squid one.
I'm
pretty sure it was the Shoreline one was my first one, but I bought them both from here, so it's throwing me off.
Nice.
But yeah, the Shoreline purple one, it was just this stunning, Shoreline half and half.
Yeah, I love that fit. We've got a 5-string there. You won't see it in the video, but it's up there somewhere.
There's a 4-string version that I own, and it's lovely. I love it. And it had the soap bars. I love a soap bar. Yeah. As you can see, the HasLabs, the 18 volts, just again in your face. I just love it. And you plug it in, and it's like perfect. You don't really have to do anything to it.
Amazing. So what about this one?
Yeah, this is my custom Spector, fully customized by myself. It's got my logo on it, which is, if you can't see it up close, but it's a pepper with a daisy on it.
We'll drop a little photo in for you.
But yeah, it's my custom colour. It's a Pantone colour. I have a ESP Stephen Carpenter signature guitar that inspired this colour. I love that guitar, and I thought I just really need that on a bass. The black hardware look, just very in your face, but also still so humble looking, and 18 volt HasLabs in it.
Lovely
EMG.
neck on this one as well.
Yeah,
nice
it's quite a slim neck. Not too slim, not too wide, not too chunky.
Goldilocks.
Yes.
Goldilocks bass.
Yeah. And the EMG 35 DC pickups in there as well. EMG X's. This kind of just happened. I love this bass, and I think.
Have you been gigging this one much?
Yes, that one does. That one gets quite a bit of gigging out in theatre shows, and my band's personal stuff as well. I have a carbon copy of this bass, but in a different colour too, and a bell top that I used to record a whole of album on it, and it sounds so good and rich and unique and just punchy. And yeah, this is, I guess, the carbon copy of that, but this one gets gigged more because it's more replicatable than the other one.
So these are the two sort of main things, really. I guess.
At the minute these have been in my rotation over the last couple of months. I'm a 5-string user mostly, so this is 4-string. But anything that needs 4-string or something a bit more basic is this one. And then if I need that low B string, it's my Spector.
Yeah. Do you find for travelling the carbon neck works any better than the wood, or not really?
That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure it makes too much of a difference. Although I find that this one I can kind of like grab out of a bag and just play.
Just perfect straight away.
Like when you get to a show and you kind of want to tune and make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah.
I know that I can get this out of the bag.
Yeah.
And it's probably still perfectly in tune.
Yeah.
And the neck, like I've never had to do anything to this bass.
They are solid. So are these, to be fair. They're both really
I've never had to set this up really either, actually. They're both just such solid basses. They sound so different too, but have that same active attack to them, which I love.
Yeah, and with an active thing, you can always tame it back anyway, can't you, if you want to?
Yeah, exactly. I literally just roll them off, and it's kind of your
nice.
canvas.
Lovely.
Really lovely bass.
So what work are you doing at the moment?
Oh, well, it's a new year, so everyone's Januaries are either incredibly busy or incredibly quiet. Just trying to get a lot of session work done at the minute. But I've got some theatre shows coming up. Joined a Muse tribute band that we're doing some shows. We're arranging some shows. Getting some tours in the works as well for later this year, so that'll be like November time.
Who's that with?
That'll be with Laura Evans. I just did a European tour this last November with her, and I've been touring with her for the last 3 years. She's fantastic.
What kind of stuff is that?
It's like blues, Americana-y rock, country, like a nice in between. But she's incredible, and she's just got a stunning voice, and she's kind of making her own presence known, and she's not quite fitting into one genre at the minute. It's really cool.
That's good.
So we're just getting some tours and gigs planned. We've got a festival coming up in February that we're playing at, a blues festival. I'm playing in Bristol with the Muse tribute band. in Teignmouth, I think, for the
Oh, yeah.
first theatre show, which is obviously the Muse way.
Yeah.
But not for the Muse band though.
Yeah. Yeah.
bit of a trek, but
So
that'll
are
be
you doing
fun.
BVs on that as well?
Yes.
Has to be done.
Yes, I do BVs for Laura and the theatre show as well. Not too many. I feel like I have a weird vocal range. Like I'm good with lower harmonies, but I'm better at hearing higher harmonies. So I'm trying to figure out a balance at the minute, but find them.
Just practice.
Depends who you gig with, to be honest, because if you're doing things that are male vocals, I can do higher, fine. But if it's like a female vocal, you want to go higher.
Yeah.
But if they're already singing quite high, like I'm not the lead vocalist, so
No,
there's only so
exactly.
high I can do.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
kind of
100%.
like you get stuck and you're like, okay, so you just have to push yourself quite a lot.
Yeah.
But it's all in the confidence. You just kind of have to.
With anything, I guess.
Yeah, convince yourself you can do it. And
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah, 100%. So are you still doing a lot of the social media stuff at the moment, or?
Yeah, just starting that back up. I'm very active on TikTok at the minute.
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of making its way even more prevalent than ever. Doing a lot of stuff there and seeing again what works.
Yeah.
I want this year to be the comeback to Instagram, Facebook and everything, and YouTube. Shift up my long form content a little bit, just invest in like a better setup and make it look better. I feel like my standard setup was great for what it was, but I want to try and level up and keep pushing the boundaries with it.
Yeah.
Patreon, pushing my Patreon as well this year, get more content like vlogs and stuff going on there. Private lessons as well, that's always a great avenue when you're a session bassist, is just doing some things on the side.
Definitely.
Sharing the inspiration.
More is more.
More is more.
It really
always,
is.
especially
It
with
really
bass.
is. Yeah.
It's never too much.
Definitely. So is there any more things you want to do? Any more ambitions?
I want to tour more. I just want to do more touring. Last year it was a very turbulent year for tours. I think it was a very weird year. There was just a lot going on. I think ticket sales at the moment are a bit hit and miss.
Okay.
That's not necessarily like our fault. It's I think just the shift in society and people's priorities and like
Financial
going out.
Stuff.
Financial stuff, going out, leaving the house is just not the same as what it was. Like not
No.
many people are going out to gigs anymore. That's just the reality
Unless
of it.
you're me, and I go mad for it all the time.
Oh yeah, I love a gig. Like get me to a gig and I'm
Yeah.
there. But there's no, you kind of look around, you're like, oh, this is looking a bit more empty than usual. And with ticket prices rising and stuff, even for bigger bands, bigger bands are suffering from it still. And so I think that was definitely an issue that I hope eliminates at some point this year. That'd be quite nice.
Hopefully.
But bigger, better touring. I want to do some bigger venues. I've got the itch for it. I just want to do, not necessarily Wembley, but someday might be nice. Madison Square Garden.
Any bands what would be your sort of dream gig if someone said, right, here's the gig, the bass player's gone off?
Probably something metally, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, or just something a bit heavier rock. My setup is very styled to that kind of musy tone,
right?
But you can access a lot of the metal tones,
Yeah.
sort of dark glass, attacky tone, and I just really want to gig with that.
Yeah.
I really want to utilize that so bad.
Yeah.
And just kind of, I want to like dig into my bass.
Yeah.
And I want a crowd that's doing mosh pits.
Yeah.
I want to feel the energy. But the only issue with that is session work is a bit more few and far between in the metal industry because it's mostly just bands, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
But if there ever is a bassist that is unwell or something and
like Periphery, get in there or someone like that.
Yeah, like that might be a bit. I don't know if I could do that or not. That would
like
be.
You said, if you got the confidence.
If you got the confidence, I mean, I'd take it.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Why not?
But I just, you'd have to then just make sure that you can do it.
Exactly that.
Just
exactly that.
Throw yourself in the deep end and
Exactly.
deal with the consequences afterwards. I think sometimes. And
exactly. A couple of bum notes. Who's gonna know?
Who notices anyway? Let's
not on
be
the bass.
honest. No, not on the bass. I can
vocals or guitar, maybe. But
yeah, exactly. We're just,
we're just background people, really.
Exactly. No one even notices we're there most of the time. So.
No, we're good. Apart from the LEDs, then.
Apart from maybe would I use? Maybe I just wouldn't. Maybe I just wouldn't turn them on.
No, they've got to be on. If they're there, they've got to be on.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't resist.
But yeah, so thanks for coming in and seeing us. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. It's been
No worries.
great.
Cheers, guys.